all this because Tampon Tim is in big trouble. If y'all remember a few weeks ago when the Minnesota murderer, took out the 2 politicians, and he tried to take out 2 more other ones, but they, they survived. Thank God for that. And this guy is now talking, Vance Bolter, because remember he was the one who took out the 2 individuals, and now he has a paper that said that Tim Walsh ordered him to take them out so he can take control of their seat. So Tim Walsh is in big trouble. That's the reason why he was acting so nervous during that interview. He was just kind of like looking all over the place. You could tell he was just looking like he was just uncomfortable. So now, like I said, if this guy's in trouble, he's going down for these murders. So now he's just coming out saying, hey, Tim Walsh asked me to do it. So I'm telling you right now, Tim Walsh to be arrested, he is going down, and that's exactly what needs to happen. So this right here should be the talk of the internet, that Tampon Tim needs to be in prison for ordering this kid to take out them 2 politicians, all because he wanted power, all because he wanted to take their seat. So make sure y'all please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, shout out to everybody showing so much support, and shout out to the ones who always stay to the end, because it definitely helps get the videos out there, and the ones that come straight in and hit that like button. I appreciate all of you that do that. Just like y'all did the last video, I appreciate all of y'all. So like I said, we're going to check out this video by Benny. But before we get to the video by Benny, I want y'all to check this out right here on your screen right here. You can see right here by Damon Toll. He said, one of the ways you can tell that this guy is not an insane delusional freak and definitely close to Tim Walsh in real life is that he keeps spelling his name as Walsh throughout this letter. So if you look right here what Laura Loomer has said, she said, just in, the confession letter written by Minnesota shooter Vance Bolter has been released. He wrote this letter to Cash Patel. In the letter he said, Tim Walsh wanted me to kill Amy Klobuchar. Tim wants to be a senator. And they said this is very detail oriented. So this guy wrote this whole, this whole paper right here, 2 pages worth, pretty much telling Cash Patel that Tim Walsh pretty much ordered him to do it. So that's the reason why I say you just can't trust a lot of these Democrats and stuff like that. So, and like I said, that's another thing. And then, check out right here by Benny Johnston. He's saying, just like that, the story gets more disturbing. Minnesota assassin and Tim Walsh appointee Vance Bolter wrote a letter to the FBI claiming the military trained him in secret, and that Walsh instructed him to take out Representative Amy Klobuchar so he could claim her Senate seat. And you can hear this right here. Check this out.
Assassin who disguised himself as a cop to shoot down Democrat politicians and their spouses. He killed 2 and seriously injured 2 others. Today we're finding out he wrote a letter to the FBI claiming he was trained by the U.S. military, quote, off the books, and that Tim Walsh asked him to kill Amy Klobuchar.
Wow.
So he could take her Senate seat.
Wow.
State and federal murder charges.
Wow. So now you see Vance Bolter just coming out, he's just telling everything now. So, hey, I'm already going down. Tim Walsh asked me to do this. And now Tim Walsh up there acting like he don't know nothing about it. So, and this is what you see from Jesse, that did Tampon Tim inspire Vance Bolter, the alleged murderer from Minnesota, to take those couples out to enhance his chances for a Senate seat? Those are the allegations. Still no word from the DOJ at all. I don't trust Tim Walsh. Known China sympathizer as far as I could throw him. And then you see Nick Sorter, a very credible source who be on top of everything. And he said breaking Minnesota assassin Vance Bolter told the FBI in the letter that Tim Walsh asked him to take out Amy Klobuchar so that Walsh could take her seat. This is why they hid the manifesto. We need a full investigation now. Walsh is actively covering this up. So this is just what everybody's saying by Gunther Etherman. Wow, Minnesota assassin Vance Bolter told the FBI in the letter that Tim Walsh asked him to take out Amy Klobuchar. Time for an investigation into Tampon Tim, and I agree 100%. But let's check this out, because like I said, Benny has a little bit more on this, and let's go ahead and dive straight into it.
What's up, guys? It's Benny. Forgive this ghetto setup here. I'm in an airport, and I just can't help myself. I have just read the most insane thing I've ever seen. It's a confession letter and a manifesto for the No Kings Killer.
This happened
guy out of
just
Minnesota
about
that went on a serial killing
43 minutes
spree
ago.
of political enemies of Tim Walz. And he knew Tim Walz, and Tim Walz appointed him to various boards. And Tim Walz was the employer of his wife. And the story just got more and more strange and creepy, and now we can see his writings in his hand, and we know why they kept them a secret. This is a very, very disturbing story, and since we covered it so much on the channel, it is our obligation to get you the breaking news. Minnesota assassin Vance Belcher is his name. He told the FBI in a letter that Tim Walz asked him to kill the sitting senator of Minnesota. Her name's Amy Klobuchar. And that Walz would take her seat. This is why they did the manifesto. Full investigation.
Yep.
I'm actively covering it up. So these are old tweets, right? These are old tweets from back last month. It feels like an eternity ago, but June 20th, where we learned this about the No Kings Killer, and we call him that because he had a No Kings sign in the back.
Had a whole lot of them in there.
No Kings.
Yep.
Rallies against President Trump. Here you go.
Assassin who disguised himself as a cop to shoot down Democrat politicians and their spouses. He killed 2 and seriously injured 2 others. Today we're finding out he wrote a letter to the FBI claiming he was trained by the U.S. military, quote, off the books.
That might be true.
Off the books.
And then Tim Walz asked him to kill Amy Klobuchar so he could take her Senate seat. Belcher's facing state and federal murder charges.
So now...
So right now, where is Tim Walz? So is he going to do an interview so people can ask him, hey, Tim, this guy said that you asked him to take out Amy Klobuchar. Is Tim Walz going to do any interview? Because since then, I ain't seen him say anything other than that lie he did at that little old press conference when everything happened, because he was over there shaking because he knew he was a part of that. But since then, he hasn't even been on camera. So somebody need to find Tim Walz and ask him, because this guy's saying that Tim Walz ordered the hit, which means Tim Walz is going down as well. He's going down as well. Tim Walz to be arrested very, very soon.
And behold, we have confirmed that that is in fact true. That in fact, Vance Belcher says that Tim Walz instructed him not only to kill a series of political enemies of Tim Walz so that he could gain political power, but that also the cops are in on it, and that he'd been trained by the military, and he says that Tim Walz has all the proof of this, and all you need to do is ask Tim Walz, and if he answers honestly, he'll tell you the truth. My goodness. You want to read it? I mean, this is insane. These are the actual photographs of the manifesto itself. There you go.
Wow.
Okay. Here we go. This is everything that he says about Tim Walz. He says, he directs it to Kash Patel. And he says, I am the shooter at large in Minnesota. And he names when that shooting happened. I will probably be dead by the time you read this letter, and I wanted to share some information that you might find interesting. I was told by the U.S. military people during my release, I've been at many operations in Europe and Northern Africa, and Middle East and Africa, in the line of duty, and doing what I thought best in the interest of the United States. Recently, I was approached about a project that Tim Walz wanted done, and Amy Klobuchar and Tina Keith were involved. I wasn't originally aware of the project, but Tim wanted me to kill Amy Klobuchar and enforce a planned retirement.
Wow.
Tim wanted to be a senator and didn't trust them to retire as planned. With Amy gone, Tim would stay in at the last minute, get one of the open Senate seats, and then he'd be rewarded with contracts. Other friends of Tim Walz would be rewarded with government contracts. I told Tim that.
So he pretty much wrote this out. Pretty much is he kind of you can't really tell if this guy lying or not. But I mean, Tim Walz is a liar. We know that for a fact. This man lied about everything. This guy just really putting it out there from what he did. Tim Walz asked me to do this because he wanted the Senate seat, and he was going to be rewarded with with a large contract and all of this stuff. And he said he wasn't even planning on doing that, but Tim Walz wanted him to do that because Tim Walz wanted the Senate seat. That is crazy, man. That is crazy. Somebody go find Tampon Tim and lock his ass up.
Well, better find Tampon Tim, because he's hiding.
But I wasn't willing to do it. And if he didn't call that off, call it the plan, that I would go public. And said he would call it off, but instead he set up murders, including one involved by somebody named Jan and Mel. I get the dark types. So dark types of murders. Okay. They had some people trying to kill me. I was able to get away by God's mercy. I went back a short time later and shot several of them.
Wow.
You should note, I didn't fire a single round at any peace officers. I had plenty of opportunities, but I didn't take it. After the report of how many weapons there were, as much ammunition as I had on me, the cops pulled up right next to me in their vehicles. I had an AK pistol aimed right at their heads. I could have left a pile of dead cops, but I didn't shoot. I spared all of them. But if they come after my wife and kids next time, I won't give them a pass. I want to give you the phone. Get on the phone and tell Tim Walz that you have a few questions. Then ask him if he knows me. If he says no, that he never met me, go look at the files. You'll see that Tim Walz personally groomed me.
Wow.
Put me in his governor's task force boards as a business representative.
He said Tim Walz groomed him. Wow. He said, I wanted you to get on the phone and tell Tim Walz you have a few questions and ask him if he knows me. If he says no, then he never met me. Go look at the files. You will see that, and we did see that Tim Walz definitely, put this guy on. He was right up on the Tim Walz, so we do know that for a fact that right there is true. He said, you will see that Tim Walz personally groomed me and put me on his government task force board on a business representative. He's now trying to destroy me for his public record. Wow.
Now he's trying to destroy me from the public record. Ask Tim why they kept the SWAT incidents silent from the media when they first happened. Not a word to the press. Why? Because they need to get their stories straight. Why didn't they want anyone on the same page about what happened? Tim probably is crapping bricks right now because I'm still at large and he knows what I can declassify. He knows what I know. I will be shot on sight. You can bet on that because I know where all of the buried skeletons are. If I'm going to turn myself in, I need to do it directly to you. I need to be held in a military prison near the Middle East, or at least on one of these ships where the guys have tool graves everywhere, and I can get to anybody. I'm willing to spill all the beans. I just want my family safe. I had to do this, and are totally innocent. This was a one-person op.
Wow. This is, whoa.
What?
I'm going to tell you this right now. Think about this, y'all. The media, CNN, NBC, ABC, they ain't talking about this. But let this would have been President Trump. Let this would have been, President Trump had me to go out here and do this. Oh my God, CNN, all of them will be all over. Oh, Donald Trump, the one who put the hit out on the Senate, on them. He the one ordered them. Oh, they'll be running with it if it was President Trump. But since it's Tim Walz, you don't see CNN talking about it. You don't see ABC talking about it. You don't see none of these left-wing medias talking about it. They want you to forget about this.
Yeah.
But like I said, if it was President Trump or anybody else in his cabinet, they will be running with this right now.
Oh yeah.
So this guy said that, hey, Tim Walz knows that I know what I know. And that's why Tim Walz pretty much wanted him took out. So he wouldn't tell him. So like I said, if you notice something since that press conference, we haven't heard from Tim Walz. We haven't even seen him. Don't know where he at. He ain't been back on camera since. So,
he fled the country, no doubt.
This is, of course, what everybody is talking about right now. This story just got more insane. Listen, the problem with the current news environment is that you just don't know. Like, I am now prone to believe just absolutely everything. I'm not prone to write off these kind of things because I've seen what they did during the Gretchen Whitmer Fednapping. That was a legitimate, bona fide, proven in court hoax set up by the FBI in order to boost Gretchen Whitmer to higher office, right? I've seen what they've done during January 6th. That was in order to destroy President Trump, boost Democrats to higher office. Like, what crimes won't they commit in order to boost their people to higher office? So I don't know. I'm not going to write this off. I'm going to let the trial play out. I hope that the trial is fair. I hope this man is able to speak on his behalf. And quite frankly, I hope that they subpoena the records and find out if there's any truth at all to this. Because it's crazy.
Yeah, this is wild, man. This is
able to speak with what seems like a lot of clarity. I mean, listen, they did send what looks like federal operators after him. Look at this. Looks like CIA, Black Ops going and picking up an MK Ultra, right? The guy even got an MK Ultra look in his eye. Like, there's so much about this that doesn't make any sense at all. And what's absolutely true is that this was, this wasn't like a rookie doing this. This guy had some type of training, and he was able to evade police, SWAT forces.
And he was, and like you said, and like I told y'all before, everybody is saying the same thing about, this guy said, hey, Tim Walz ordered the hit. He wanted me to do this. By diligence, just in Minnesota, political assassin Vance Bolter sent a letter to the FBI claiming Governor Tim Walz instructed him to kill U.S. Senator Amy Klobuchar so that Walz could run for the U.S. Senate. And somebody has to ask it. And then another thing is, I want somebody to ask President Trump, like, President Trump, what you think about this, about, that this guy Vance Bolter coming out saying that Tim Walz ordered the hit to take out, the senators. Like, and see what President Trump say as well. But Tim Walz need to be subpoenaed. Something need to happen. Because like I said, if the shoe was on the other foot, the left-wing media will be running with this non-stop every day, all day.
I know.
Talking about, we need questions. We need questions. I mean, we need answers. We need answers. That's what they'll be talking about.
He was able to be on the run for multiple days. Does he have any type of training? Can we get that information? What is his relationship with Tim Walz? We know as a matter of fact that Tim Walz did appoint him and did appoint his wife.
Yep.
Here's a photo. It's part of the photo of his wife. His wife worked for Tim Walz. So to say that this is all crazy that's the conspiracy theory. Some of us question whether Walz has...
Tim Walz definitely can't say he don't know him because he appointed him. So we'll know for a fact if Tim Walz say that, he'll be lying. Because he appointed him. We already seen the paperwork on that.
Whether Walz wanted enemies taken out. Media said we were conspiracy theorists. Well, now the killer himself, who's appointed by a governing board by Walz, so that's exactly what happens. What the hell is going on in Minnesota? Goodness gracious, Tim Walz wanted a Senate seat.
Wow.
I don't know. I just read you the guy's entire letter to Kash Patel, and here's all I'm calling for right now. Don't want to make any wild claims that I don't know anything about. Here's what I'm telling you. There's absolutely a bona fide series of events that feds have set up and that powerful evil people have set up for their own power. Okay? That does happen. And while it seems unbelievable, some of these plots, it's absolutely happened. True. And never put it past them. Right? Mm-hmm. And the other thing I'll say, have the trial. Prove this stuff. Right? Go in trial, let the guy speak. And I trust that the truth will come out. If he's allowed to speak, then, or if he's just a crackpot, right, insane person, then prove that, right? I'm not going to sit here and judge him. I won't. I won't judge any of this information and, like, offhand, just say it's crazy ramblings. It doesn't seem like crazy ramblings.
It don't seem like it to me either.
Information and wants to get it out. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section.
So like I said, thank you all for watching, man. Y'all get in the comment section. Let me know what do y'all think about this. I mean, the way it sounds, it don't sound like this guy's rambling. I'm like, it don't sound like he's rambling. It sounds